Did you ever meet Armar Bordner?
I did.
Tell me about it.
When I was a little girl, my father would bring me up here to play in the waterfall, and he and my father would sit out here on rocking chair out here on the bench and talk.
On the porch?
On the porch. He loved to smoke a big old cigar and just tell my father everything that took place, how he built this cabin, everything about it. It was always his dream.
Do you know what kind of cigars he smoked?
I do White Owl.
Really?
White Owl, because I'll tell you why I know it was White Owl. They had a little band around the cigar, and he gave me and told me, I can't say that no one ever gave me a ring. And I saved that and took it home and put it on my dad's deer mount antler. And I always had that White Owl ring on my dad's antlers at home.
That is a special story. That is perfect. Now, you know, when they sat out there, did you ever listen? Did you hear any of the stories he told?
Just about how he and two other guys, all the lumber from here is from here. He hand cut all of it and he'd go into detail. He showed my father down in the bottom is a ground cellar, and that's where he had all his old like pickles and stuff like that, beans. But he also had a little tool shed inside, and it was all the old-fashioned tools, and everything was down there. And he taught my dad how to do certain things, and he actually made my father a cane because my father was crippled, and he made my dad a cane, and we have that cane to this day that he had.
Can we get a picture of it?
You can, yeah.
Oh, that's
actually
cool.
Hanging in my son's home, because when my father passed on, I said, Daddy, I want that cane, and my dad gave me that cane. So that was what I got out of my father when he passed on. But yeah, as a child, there were a lot of homes back here, the Belties, there was a lot of people, and my father would gather food and bring it to the people because they were so poor. And this was one of our stops, and this man inspired my father so much on how his favorite was the rhododendron. I don't know if you knew that.
I saw there were rhododendrons here. I did not know that was his favorite flower.
His favorite flower was the rhododendron. Yeah, he said my father that had a calling in the spring, and people would stop by just to photograph all the rhododendron. And so he invented rhododendron all over here. It just was amazing. Yeah.
You have given us some wonderful insight into Armar Bordner. Thank you so much.
He was a wonderful man.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Well-educated man. He loved his books. He would have a whole wall with an old-fashioned bookshelf, and it was all in carpentry and stuff like that, and he would read and show my dad pictures, and he always gave me hot chocolate from the old hearth. Hot chocolate from an old hearth. He had an old hearth here. I don't know if it's still here, but he had an old hearth here, and I would get hot chocolate out of the old hearth. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
He's a wonderful man. Pointed peaks. He taught my father with all the hand tools that he had down in the basement and how to do that. And all the logs were logged to the left for his log cabin. And they would pull them. They would actually use chains and they would pull them over here.
Did they pull them like men pulling it, or did they have a mule?
No, it was an old hit-and-miss type engine that made a whole lot of noise on a pulley system. It was a hit-and-miss thing, and they would literally pull this on this old tractor with a hit-and-miss engine on it, because when he would start it, it was just like amazing, this really loud thing, and that's how they pulled the logs to this location with a hit-and-miss engine. That's how he pulled the logs here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about how Armar made you toast.
He had the old Majestic cookstove over there in the corner. When you came into his home, you took your boots outside the house, and he would make us hot chocolate. And when he made the hot chocolate, he would take homemade bread, take it and put a little bit of real butter on, flip it on top of the old cookstove, not in a toaster, and grill it nice and brown there, and flip it with an old hand-forged spatula he had. And he hung all his utensils that came off the forge. That's how we would take that toast and dip it into the hot chocolate, and it was some of the best eating. And that's how he did his fried potatoes. That was called his fish and chip. He would slice potatoes with the peel on and just lay them on top there and fry them to their golden brown on the old cook stove.
Cool. Tell me about the pond that was down here on the other side of the creek near the driveway.
He had a little pipe that went underneath the dirt road, and that filled up, and he dug like a little pond, so it was a freshwater pond, and he had a pair of swans that was swimming there, but he also had two geese, and it was was a male and a female, and he would collect the eggs, and his wife would make the best yellow cake out of those big eggs. I mean, those eggs were huge, and that was their pleasure. They just lived the simple life.